Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Saiko here, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my predictions for the first rounds of the NBA playoffs this year. And yeah, I know it's been such a long time since I posted a video. To be honest, the last time I posted a video was my first and only video actually was the NBA trade deadline, what happened on the NBA trade deadline. But today I'm going to be bringing you guys a new video, and tomorrow I'll be uploading my MVP, Rookie of the Year, and all NBA teams discussion video tomorrow. And on Sunday I will actually be telling you or making a video about the first round matchups, or a recap of the first round matchups, how I think every team played, etc, etc, etc. So if you guys are excited for all that content, hit the subscribe button down below. And yeah, I actually pre-recorded this next part before I recorded this intro. I just wanted to re-record the intro because I messed that intro up a heck of a lot. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button in the face, and like always, I will catch you guys tomorrow for the next video. And like, yeah, I will let the past me play right now. So I'm going to be starting off with all the Western Conference teams, and I'm going to be starting off with the first seeded Warriors versus the 8th seeded Clippers. And I think that the Clippers are going to get swept. I'm not going Warriors in 5, and I'm not going Warriors in 6. I'm going Warriors in 4. And the reason I say that is because just look at the Warriors. Every time that the playoffs start, they just turn that switch on, and somehow they're just a beast of a team. I mean, yeah, you have Patrick Beverly, who's going to be guarding Steph Curry up, but you do have Klay Thompson, who's going to be most likely guarding Lou Williams. But the biggest question is, who's going to be guarding Kevin Durant, Danilo Gallinari, Draymond? I mean, Danilo Gallinari doesn't even have to really guard Draymond Green, because Draymond Green is more of a playmaker, facilitator. He's not going to be scoring a lot. And the thing is, both Zubac and Montrezl Harrell are probably going to have a really tough time guarding DeMarcus Cousins. So pretty much I think that the Warriors are going to beat the Clippers really easily, because they're just going to turn that switch on and just probably destroy the Clippers in 4 games. And next we have the 2-seeded Nuggets versus the 7th-seeded Spurs. Now the thing is, with this is a game, or this is a series where I really think it could go 6 or 7. And honestly, it could favor either team. A lot of people are taking the Spurs, and honestly, I'm not really sure who I want to take, but if I did have to make a decision, I would probably take the Spurs in probably 7 games. And I say that because none of Denver, aside from Paul Millsap, has any sort of playoff experience. A lot of the guys on the Spurs have a lot of playoff experience. You have DeMar DeRozan, LaMarcus Aldridge, you've got Patty Mills, you've got just a bunch of guys, Marco Bellinelli, who have all had this playoff experience. And when I look at the Nuggets, Paul Millsap and Isaiah Thomas, who's not even really playing, are the only 2 players that on that roster that really have any sort of playoff experience whatsoever. And also, you have probably the best coach in basketball right now, or like one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in basketball, in Greg Popovich, where he could literally, as Amin Eliasson, the dude from The Jump, said, when they played the Suns throughout the regular season, they would play them a certain way, and then all of a sudden in the playoffs they would switch up their defensive scheme completely. So I think that the Spurs really have that advantage of really being able to adapt to anything, because Greg Popovich can literally just take out a map, he can take out the clipboard and just completely change up the way that they've played against the Nuggets throughout the entire season. So I will be taking the Spurs in 6, probably in 7 most likely. But if I'm wrong, then I can see myself as being wrong, because I can see the Nuggets going in and getting rid of the Spurs or beating the Spurs, but you really never know. The third matchup in the West is actually a really good matchup as well, or at least I think is going to be a very good matchup, decent matchup, and it is the 3rd-seeded Blazers versus the 6th-seeded Thunder. Now the Blazers are missing Yusuf Nurkic, which is going to really hurt them, and CJ McCollum is not playing as well as I thought he would, especially since he's coming back from an injury, so we don't know if he's going to really perform at the highest level in the playoffs. And going up against the Thunder, I really think that the Thunder will beat the Blazers, probably in 6 as well, just because Enes Kanter cannot guard a graveyard. I mean, Yusuf Nurkic isn't really that great too. I mean, he's better than Kanter. He's better, like, he's a good center. Like, both of them are very good centers. But I just feel like Enes Kanter is just gonna get destroyed in gonna get destroyed in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, he does have that playoff experience with the Thunder and with well, not with New York. Why am I saying New York? He has that playoff experience with the Thunder, but I just don't think that the Blazers are gonna be able to beat the Thunder, especially since I feel like Russ is gonna really go at him, and I'm hoping that Paul George, because apparently as of the recording of this video, he is a little bit injured. I'm really hoping that he does end up playing, because they're going to need him. Steven Adams is very solid, but they're going to need him. He's become pretty much like, you could call him the #1 option on that team next to Russ, and like he also became like MVP G13 in my eyes until like he sort of injured his shoulder, which I mean is probably going to also play a big factor, but I am taking the, I almost said the Blazers. I'm taking the Thunder in 6 to beat the Blazers. And the final matchup of the Western Conference is the Rockets and the Jazz. I am taking the Rockets in 6 because it's the Rockets. I just don't think that they really have anyone to guard James Harden, because last year what they did was they had Dante Exum guard James Harden, and he did a pretty decent job, and he's injured right now, so I think that, who's really going to guard him? I know that Patrick Beverley gave a lot of tips to Jay Crowder, but I don't know if Jay Crowder can really stop James Harden. If he does have a chance, then I think they can push it to 7, but I'm putting Rockets in 6. A lot of these series I'm actually putting in 6 aside from the Warriors, just because I feel like the Warriors are just going to completely sweep the Clippers entirely, honestly. And now we're going to move on to the East. And the first matchup in the East is the Bucks and the Pistons. And as simple as it is, Bucks in 5. And the reason I say that is because Blake Griffin right now is actually injured. Apparently, he has a lot of swelling in one of his knees, and yikes, they don't know if he's going to be able to play. If he can make it, as of right now, I don't know if he's going to be playing, because I have gotten no notifications whether he will be playing or not. So, with that being said, Brook Lopez is not going to out-rebound Andre Drummond, that's for sure. But I'm pretty sure he's going to beat Andre Drummond on the offensive end. Or at least I feel like he can protect the rim pretty well against Andre Drummond, and I think that's a really good matchup. Giannis, even if Blake Griffin does play, Giannis is just going to light him up, because who could stop Giannis? He is probably the most dominant player in the East. Shout out to Joel Embiid, who we'll talk about in a bit, but I honestly think that Giannis will just destroy Blake Griffin even if he does play. And yeah, I just think it's going to be Bucks in 5. The second matchup of the East is the 2-seeded Raptors and the 7th-seeded Magic. And let's be honest here, Raptors in 4. The Magic did something great by getting to the playoffs, and it's going to be a good experience for a lot of the young guys like Jonathan Isaac and Aaron Gordon. But I mean, the Raptors are just going to destroy the Magic. Like, Marc Gasol is just amazing defensively, so Vucevic is going to have a very hard time on the offensive end against him. And just Kawhi Leonard will stop anyone. He'll stop John Isaac. He'll stop Aaron Gordon, Evan Fournier, DJ Augustine is like, yeah, DJ Augustine is their point guard. Like, that team should not have been in the playoffs, honestly. I feel like the Heat should have been in the playoffs more than the Orlando Magic, but that's just my opinion. Would have loved to see Dwayne Wade one last time. That has nothing to do with this, but honestly, yeah, just Raps in 4, just because they're literally gonna wrap it up. Yeah, really bad pun. I'm sorry. That was just that was not a good pun, but I just, yeah, the inexperience and just, yeah, the Raptors are such a good team, honestly, this year. The next matchup is actually a really good one in the East, and it is the 3rd-seeded 76ers and the 6th-seeded Brooklyn Nets. Now, the problem here is how the Sixers are going to be guarding the point guards of the Brooklyn Nets, because they got D'Angelo Russell and Spencer Dinwiddie, 2 very good, fast guards who can literally just... They're gonna... Ben Simmons does not do a good job guarding point guards, or just the 76ers in general don't do a good job guarding point guards. I mean, look at what Kemba Walker did to them. I mean, yeah, the Sixers did win that game on a Jimmy Butler step back 3, like kind of similar to Kyrie in the finals, but I just don't know if Brooklyn can guard D'Angelo Russell and Spencer Dinwiddie, especially since D'Angelo Russell has just been amazing this year. He made the All-Star team. He's just been incredible this year, and I just don't see a way of the Sixers stopping the Nets. However, that does not mean that I'm not picking the Sixers to win, because I do think that this is a series that may go 7 because of the fact that the Sixers have a very hard time guarding guards. You also have to consider the fact that Joel Embiid is not going to be playing in Game 1 and potentially not even Game 2. So you have to think about how the defense is going to be affected because of the fact that he's out with a knee injury as well. And plus, they don't have a lot of perimeter shooting because they only have... The only guys who really shoot very well on the perimeter are JJ Redick and Tobias Harris. Jimmy Butler is streaky. Joel Embiid does not shoot up that well. And I mean, Ben Simmons won't even attempt them. So, I mean, they're still a very good, very, very good team. But I still think that it's going to be... I do think that it will be Sixers in 7. Because the Nets do have a lack of experience as well, and the Sixers were there last year, and hopefully they can do what they did last year and kind of just beat the what do you call it? Just beat the Nets right there. Like, I think it's going to be really interesting though, a very good series. And finally, the last series here is the 4th seeded Celtics and the 5th seeded Pacers. I think this will go 6 games. And I'm saying it'll go 6 games because of the fact that the Celtics don't have Marcus Smart. But the Pacers don't have Victor Oladipo, which is even a bigger blow to the Pacers because, yes, Wesley Matthews has been playing great, but Tyreke Evans has just been playing terrible this year, and I mean really bad. He's not the Tyreke Evans we saw last year in Memphis. And I think that Kyrie is literally just going to turn it on in playoff mode. Gordon Hayward will be in the playoffs, and with the way that he's performed in the last month, he has definitely taken a step in the right direction to maybe where Brad Stevens may start him. I'm not completely sure, but I would like to see a lineup of Kyrie, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum, and Al Horford, because that was the original starting lineup in for their opening night this year and last year, I think. And you have guys like Marcus Morris coming off the bench. You've got guys, Terry Rozier is going to come off the bench. Aaron Baines, Daniel Theis a little bit. I think that the Celtics will win this in 6 just because the Pacers no longer have Victor Oladipo. Miles Turner is a very good defender. He's one of the candidates for Defensive Player of the Year, which, by the way, I will be making a video on who I think my MVP, Rookie of the Years, All NBA teams are going to be very soon. But I still think that the Celtics will beat the Pacers in 6 because Horford can stretch the floor and bring Miles Turner out of the paint, so he won't really be able to like block as many shots. And plus, Horford could just toss the ball into the paint because he is actually the leading assist guy on that team. I think I'm not completely sure. But yeah, I think that's the way that's gonna be going, and yeah, that does it for the first round matchups. And yeah, that's probably gonna be it for this video, guys. It's been about it's 15 minutes of the recording as of this being recorded. But obviously you guys don't get to see the edited part where I cut a bunch of stuff out. And yeah, so this is my first round prediction for the playoffs. I may have not mentioned it in the beginning, but there we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe for more content. My name is Saiko. Tomorrow I will be talking about my my MVP and all NBA teams discussion, so look for that. And on Monday I should be having my first round recap video of what I think of how every team played. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Like always, I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.